I mean, another young man has died at a music festival. How are you planning on acting now?
Oh, as you know, we put special reforms through Parliament in late November, and we've also changed the way in which event organisers have to actually have licensing arrangements. So those measures are now in place, and it devastates me, absolutely devastates me, that a young person should die in those circumstances, and our heart goes out to their family. But please know that as a government we have acted after the previous concert. We've made sure that we have strict penalties now for people who supply illegal drugs which then cause death. You can be locked up now for 20 years. But more importantly, we need the message to get out. Taking an illegal substance not only risks your life, but it can kill you. It can absolutely kill you, and we've seen this happen all too frequently.
Evidence shows that pill testing actually can tell someone if it's a lethal pill. How come you're not considering this?
Well, if we thought it would work, we would consider it. But unfortunately, you can't say a pill is safe for every single person. Every single person's physical attributes are different. You cannot guarantee that a pill is safe. The best advice we have for young people is do not take an illegal substance.
But if they know it's got a lethal ingredient, they won't take it.
Well, they shouldn't be taking it anyway, because what is not a lethal dose for somebody might be a lethal dose for somebody else.
But kids will always take pills.
Why should young people always take illegal substances? I don't buy that argument.
Premier, we still saw many people carrying large quantities of drugs. Do you admit that these laws or the reforms you brought in are not working as a deterrent?
Well, they've only been in place a couple of weeks, so the message absolutely needs to get out, and we'll be working with all of our agencies, whether it's health, whether it's police, whether it's emergency services, and obviously through the event organisers to get the message out. But the best thing we can say to young people is you don't need to take illegal drugs to have a good time. We want everybody to go to these concerts and enjoy themselves. We want them to have fun. We want them to enjoy themselves. But please do not take an illegal substance. It can kill you, and even if it had been tested, it can still kill you, because there's no guarantee that what you're taking will not impact you.
Premier, 2 people died in King's Cross and our nightlife was completely changed. 3 people have died in music festivals and seems nothing's been done.
Well, no. If you listen to my previous responses and seen, we've actually passed laws in Parliament.
But are you going to ban festivals, or are you going to introduce pill testing?
No, I'll send you a copy of those reforms we actually already have put through Parliament, as well as an expert panel led by police, judiciary, and also the health department, because we know this is not just a law and order issue, this is a social issue. We completely understand that. My job as the government, as the Premier, is to keep the community safe. The best way we can keep the community safe is by saying to anybody who's going to supply illegal drugs, you could be put away for 20 years now. Previously, before our reforms, it was only a couple of years for the maximum sentence. It can now be up to 20 years in jail if you provide drugs which lead to somebody's death.
Do you think that's enough?
Premier, the company Carter Styles United, which put on the event over the weekend, have another one coming up in January. Will you now put this under review?
Well, obviously they're subject to the new regulations, and obviously when you embark on having these events now, you are privy to those new regulations that we've put through, and we expect the highest level of safety to be conducted by all these event organisers.
So you're putting it under review?
Well, we've already just passed through reforms. The ink's barely dry on those reforms. So we anticipate that every event organiser, that every person attending those events is aware of that. And certainly all of our agencies are on high alert, because they know how strongly I feel about this. And I remember after I acted after the DEFCON 1, the accusation I was getting then was that I was going too hard. But I don't regret that for a second, because lives matter, young lives matter, and we need to make sure we do everything we can to protect those lives.
Has this company fallen short of those